White on the ground. Sometimes a song just falls out of the sky, and that is what happened with White on the Ground. We were playing for the first time outside of Arizona. We'd been playing honky tonks for about a year, and we got this opportunity to go out to Denver to play a 5-day residency at the Grizzly Rose. And it was the beginning of November, and some snow had been falling, out in Denver and out in New Mexico. And we rented a van and we loaded up the van with all of our gear, and we left at 10 p.m. and we drove through the night out to Denver, through the night, Tuesday night, and we were going to get there and we'd play a 5-hour set in Denver that day. And so we were driving, and so I just knew I had to try to get sleep on the van because we had this long first day and a 5-day residency that was 4 hours each night. So I was trying to sleep and I was super frustrated. I couldn't sleep, and so I just gave up on the idea of trying to sleep. And it was about 4 in the morning, and we were driving through New Mexico, and everyone had kind of started waking up, and the sun was coming up, and it was just a beautiful moment over the western landscape of New Mexico. And we had a guitar player sitting in the front seat, and he just said one of the first words of the morning and said, "Man, I haven't seen snow in a couple of years." And it kind of just pinged my brain, and I thought that sounds like the first line to a country song, to a real cowboy song. And so I was sitting by the window, and I just had my head up against the window and was watching the western landscape. And there's like a broken fence post, and a raven came and landed on it. And I just wrote down, "There's brown in the bushes for the raven and deer." So I was just kind of writing whatever I saw. And I think sometimes being immersed in a scene really helps you to just write a vivid story. So I wrote it as a story of a cowboy that lives in the desert and is miserable in the heat, and he moves to the cold thinking that it's going to be better, and he realizes, it kind of just playing on the irony of realizing he goes to the cold and realizes it's way worse than the heat. And so then he comes back home and he's like, may God take the memory of the cold, because that sucked. So that's White on the Ground, and we love that song a lot.